What up? Machines build muscle, free weights build muscle. Your chest does not give a fuck whether the weights came from a plate or a stack. The resistance has to challenge the muscle through a useful range, and the training has to progress. Free weights demand more stabilization, and machines control more of the path. Neither fact makes either one of them better than the other. The right choice depends on the goal, how it fits your body, and whether you can keep progressing without something hurting. I am not joining Team Barbell or Team Machine. I use both, because both can get the job done. But let's check out some actual comparisons.
What is better, machines or free weights? The truth is, both can work well. Resistance is resistance. The main thing is, are you getting stronger? So what is gonna work best is whatever you can get stronger on. So if you're adding weight on a machine press, a dumbbell press, adding weight to push-ups, you're gonna build muscle. So do whatever you enjoy more. All can work well. What I find works the best is doing 3-4 weeks of dumbbells, then 3-4 weeks of machines, so on and so forth. And you can go back to dumbbells. Rotating between machines and free weights when you hit a plateau, I find works best and keeps training fun.
Free weights versus machines. Which is best for increasing size and strength? In a recent 2021 review, it was concluded that there was no significant difference between them for increasing muscle size. However, using machines increased strength on machines the most, whereas using free weights increased strength on free weights the most. This means that if you're trying to increase your bench or squat, then it's best to stick with free weights. If, however, you're only concerned with putting on muscle, the machines can be just as good. The only downside is that machines involve less of your important shoulder, core, and hip stabilizer muscles. So make sure to train those separately. And make sure to give me a follow.
One of the things with lifting is you have to avoid injuries.
Right.
Like, what good is being really strong if you get hurt? You can't keep training. I once had the 110s or something, and I just lost control, went back, and in 3 months I'm not training. Is it worth it? The trade-off with machines, I can push as hard as I can, go past failure, no injuries, and so I stick with the safest stuff. Now, when I was younger, I was ego lifting max weights, bench pressing maxes all the time, but over time you get injured, not really worth it.
Using machines over free weights.
I'd say both. Usually more than one muscle group. For example, like squats, bench presses, deadlifts involve multiple muscle groups. So I think those are great if you're trying to stimulate multiple muscle groups. Whereas machines, they're more isolation based. And so if you want to isolate specific muscle groups, then I think using machines are great. So ultimately it really depends on what your goals are and then also where it fits into your actual training programming.
I think machines are way overrated. The barbell's king in my opinion. If you just get strong with a barbell, like you have a big back squat, deadlift, bench press, overhead press, you can get on literally any machine and it'll be fucking easy. Many different ways to skin a cat. If you're a bodybuilder and you want to push to complete failure safely, machines do have their place and they can better isolate certain muscle groups.
Should I focus on machine or free weights? Depending on your skill level, a little bit of both. If you're very unexperienced and you don't know exactly what you're doing or how to do a certain exercise, you should probably start with the machine. It has a predetermined range of motion. You know where it's going, you know where you're finishing, rather than free weights. A lot more control, a lot more form base. It's easier to get hurt with free weights if you do not use proper form, but all around, if you have a good idea of what you're doing, I would incorporate a good bit of both.
Cables and machines are something you do when you're injured. And then free weights, especially barbells, is something you do when you're really in your prime and you're growing tons of muscle. I still think there's some interesting discussion to be had around that. Put in my own.
First time at the gym, here's how to use the chest press machine.
Adjust seat height up or down so the handles are even with your nipple line, and adjust handles forward or back so your elbows are just past 90 degrees when starting. Plant feet into the ground, pinch shoulder blades, inhale bracing core, and begin exercise. Avoid elbows flaring outwards. This can cause unnecessary stress on your shoulders. Instead, pull your elbows into your side at about a 45 to 60 degree angle from your torso. Also avoid shoulders rounding forward. This is going to take isolation away from your chest. Instead, keep your shoulder blades pinched throughout, maintaining a proud chest. Exhale on your way up and inhale on the way down. And if the tips help, make sure to follow for more.
How to use the chest press machine. Adjust the seat so the handles are in line with your chest. Grab the handles with a firm grip, elbows slightly below your shoulders. Push the handles forward, slowly return to the starting position. For beginners, use a weight where you can complete 3 sets of 10 reps. And that's
next exercise is a seated chest press machine. So you'll start off with the handles. You want to make sure you're about shoulder height where the seat it may be, where you're in a good, comfortable position. Step on the handles to bring them out. Chest press.
A machine chest press mistake is having your elbows higher than the handle, increasing the risk of shoulder injury. Instead, keep your elbows below the handle for a safer press.
Common mistake I see with this chest press machine is that your grip is way too narrow on these handles. You're going to be using a lot of your tricep this way. Instead, move your grip from here to more wide to activate more of those chest muscles.
The only research we have comparing cables and machines to free weights show that as long as you're pushing to failure, there's no significant difference. So like, I think the most science-based move is to use a combination of both. I think you need some free weight, heavy, compound movements, and then you fill in the gaps with the machines and the isolation stuff.
So, use free weights for movements you want to own, and use machines for stable, repeatable loading. Fit the equipment to your body, use a controlled range, progress the work, and keep the exercise that earns its place. Sharp pain, numbness, or a joint path that feels forced is a reason to stop. And change the setup, not prove toughness. Use the one that fits the goal, then keep getting stronger at it. This is the part that actually matters. I'll catch y'all in the next one.
I'm fresh.